All right, I am super excited. I just finished reading a book. It's taken me forever to read. I started reading it last March and then had like 8 months where I didn't read any of it and then just got back into it. I was about halfway through it and just finished it. So it's the second Bitcoin book I've read. This one is called Bitcoin Evangelism by Brian DeMint. It's a phenomenal book. The last one I read is basically the Bitcoin Bible. Everyone reads it. It's their first book they ever read when they get into Bitcoin, called The Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean Ammous. And so it's basically like runs through the history of money and the monetary system and why we even have money in the first place and how it kind of took the place of trade, and it was a ledger, and then it was shiny rocks and stones and beads, and then it was gold, and then it was coins, and then it was abstracted from coins back down to like paper, like dollar bills and stuff, and then it went from dollar bills to debit cards and Visa cards and abstracted back to a digital ledger again, and now has graduated to Bitcoin, which is a digital ledger that everybody has a copy of that wants to participate in, and it's digital scarcity, and it is, I just have a million things to say, and I'm super excited, and hence why this book is so cool, because basically it is, as the title kind of insinuates, Bitcoin evangelism. It is like how you can talk to other people about it in a way that it makes sense, and giving good examples and good things to talk about to kind of help people understand why it's important to have sound money and why it's important to have a currency that the government can't debase, print more of, confiscate, program, or anything like that. And so this is a totally opt-in voluntary monetary system that anyone can be a part of. Anyone around the world can opt into it. People in Africa that don't have access to internet, females in third world countries that don't have rights, can have their own bank account that nobody can take away from them. They don't need permission from their husbands. It helps balance energy grids. It's the biggest user of green energy. It can bootstrap power in places that it never was economically feasible before. Like, for example, in the middle of the Amazon jungle, if there was a waterfall, you could set up Bitcoin miners and you could build an entire power grid and make money while providing dirt cheap or even free energy to the locals. And then as their community grows and they need more and more of the energy, the Bitcoin miners can leave and the power grid is now there and stable because it was being used by the miners to balance load and stuff. And it's super cool and crazy, all the stuff you learn when you start learning about Bitcoin, because not only do you learn about the monetary system, why it's important, you learn about power and green energy and grid stabilization and how and why power systems are built the way they are, and where they can go in the future, and how this is going to help bring power and monetary stability to third world countries and developing nations. And it's not like just altruistic, it is, but it's like there's a monetary benefit to it. So it incentivizes the free market to help. It's not just like charity. It's like, hey, we can make money and you can benefit, and you can make money and participate in a global ecosystem all at once. And it's super cool, and I can't wait. And so I'm probably going to start doing a video a week as well about Bitcoin. And what I'm going to start with, I think, is basically at the end of the book, it has 22 common questions about Bitcoin. And so I'm just going to go through and read each of the common questions and then just kind of riff for a little bit at the end. Kind of my own knowledge about it. This is one of those things that, like, I probably consume anywhere from 6 to 10 hours of content on financial literacy, the financial system, Bitcoin more specifically, a little bit about crypto, but more just so I kind of understand it at a level to be able to talk about it. But it's like Bitcoin, not crypto. Crypto is 99.9% scam, nonsense, garbage. This is the real deal. And so yeah, I'm excited to start talking about it more and more. So hopefully I'll be putting out 2 videos a week. One as just like a fun story that I don't have to do any research on, and then one Bitcoin related. And yeah, that's the game plan. And I was going to say something else, but now I'm brain farting. About the Bitcoin thing. This is the second thing that I've kind of educated myself on, that it's like when I try and explain it to somebody, it's like when I try and explain photography to somebody that's just learning. I don't realize how much I know about it until I explain it to somebody that has never even considered it. And then it's like, oh, here's some information. They're just like, what? I'm like, oh, right. And then I got to back up. Here's some more. And they're just like, I still don't get it. And it's like, okay, back up, back up, back up, back up. And so I'm excited to kind of try and flesh out these ideas and kind of go from the super, super beginning, explain what a blockchain is, explain why it's important, explain how Bitcoin works, what miners are, what nodes are, what digital scarcity is, what just all kinds of terms that are associated with this that, like I said, this has been ever since the pandemic and the trucker rally and everything. This has just absolutely gripped my attention and given me a new hope and optimism. So yeah, super excited to share it and can't wait to start pumping out one of these a week.